Hey guys, I'm Joe Theo with the Vid Authority. I thought in this video I'd talk about adding background music. I think this was a question someone asked. It just was in my list of ideas, so if it was, I'll put whoever asked it. But I thought this was a good topic because this is actually something I started doing recently on my other channels. So I thought you guys would be interested to get some tips on how to properly implement background music, how to get, a good level, and also some other tricks you can use that you probably haven't heard of before. So stick around and it should be useful. So I would say background music is a great way to add mood and fill in some of the quiet spaces in your video. It kind of makes it more worthwhile watching. People aren't going to get bored as easily. I don't know how to describe it, but I definitely think that it's easier to keep watching a video if there's background music. And I'm going to assume you guys already know that and want to add background music, so let's talk about how to properly implement it. So obviously the toughest part about putting background music in your video is getting the level of audio and volume right, because you don't want it too loud and you don't want it too quiet so people are struggling to hear. But I would say in general, it's worse to be too loud than it is to be too quiet. If it's too quiet, people might not even notice it. But if it's too loud, that just gets plain annoying. That's going to actually reduce how long people watch your videos. If it's too quiet, I don't think that's even that annoying. I'm actually guilty of making music too loud in a couple videos and people complained about it. And the reason I didn't notice was because I put in the music and I listened to it in the video for less than a minute, maybe a few seconds, and said, oh, that's a good audio level. That doesn't really cover up my voice or anything. But what I didn't realize is if you're going to be watching that entire video, then it gets really annoying at that audio level, because I edited the whole video, then put the audio in at the bottom. So I didn't realize if this is a 10-minute video, that song gets really annoying. So I would say err on the side of being too quiet, because being too loud gets really obnoxious. So you can actually get a good idea of how loud the audio should be just by looking at the audio levels in your video editor. Typically anywhere from -16 to -18 dB below the voice level is probably a good starting point, and you can mess around with it. I would sometimes go down to -22 if it's a particularly easy to hear song, like if there's a lot of high frequency tones or something like that in there, or a lot of drum beats. Then I'll lower it even more because those are easier to hear. So I would go anywhere from -16 to -22 and just play around with it. Listen to it on headphones, listen to it on speakers, try to get an idea how it's going to sound on a lot of different devices, because what is a good level on speakers might sound really loud on headphones, or the other way around. Another great tip I've read before is to create a music pocket using the equalizer. So basically what you do is go into your video editor, and if it has a equalizer audio effect, what you want to do is go around to the 500 to 1000 hertz frequency range and just lower that part of the audio in the music, because that is the frequency range of a typical human voice. So basically what you're doing is lowering the audio of the music only in those specific frequencies that is going to interact with the voice. So it kind of makes the voice pop. It feels like the music is not overlaying over the voice so much. So you're basically reserving those frequencies just for the voice, and it really helps if it's music that is, at a good level, but it still kind of feels like it's overpowering the voice. That's just something I've been doing, so it's really helpful, and I would recommend trying that out. Now, in terms of actually finding royalty-free music to use, there are plenty of free websites that have different music you can use. The only thing I want to advise you about is make sure you actually read the license on the site, because you don't know if it's royalty-free. It says free music, but every piece of music is going to have a license attached to it. So it might say free, but really it's free, but you can't use it commercially. So you can't monetize videos, or you can't use it, without giving accreditation, stuff like that. So make sure you know the terms and license of using that piece of music so you don't get in trouble for it. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys got some good info out of this. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments section and give it a like so other people know it's a good video. So if you guys want to check out some other videos on the right hand side, you can either click them or look in the description for the same link if you're on a phone, and you can subscribe for new videos 3 times a week. Should be worth it. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Have a good one.